Abracadabra. Blink and you'll miss it. Yes, indeed. The coal generation system is no more. And, yeah, welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Satisfactory. Oh, the autosave lag was real. Okay, so, get out of photo mode there. I wanted to do a nice little cut for the work involved in clearing all that out. So it was like we were never here, except for, you know, I cut down all of the foliage. Well, not all of it, but, you know, I had some time. It took a little while to clear that out. So you might be wondering, you know, why do that? Why spend the time? Well, we cleared all of that out, all of those pumps, all of those coal generators, all of that stuff. Here's all the things that I've got. There's a lot of stuff. Let's get one up here. Hold my berries. All right. You may be wondering why I did that. Well, two reasons. One was just server processing or game processing. Having all of that stuff gone, it doesn't have to simulate the pipes or the fluid or the belts or the power gen or any of that stuff. It doesn't have to do any of that, which frees up not only the resources that it was using to simulate that, but it also frees up the area for repurposing and rebuilding something else. And what I think I want to do as we ramp up production across the board, there's one resource that we are already processing over here, and we are going to need lots more processing, and that is the quartz over there. So I'm thinking like just expanding that height, so that height, which is a nice height across this entire area, and that will be master quartz processing, because I can bring like 4 or 5, actually more than that, I can bring like 10 more 2,000 a minute belts from the quartz that we are mining over there all the way over to here. Literally like 20,000 quartz a minute. So yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna want a lot of quartz because, you know, reasons. If we're gonna ramp up, say, crystal oscillator production to be extreme, then we're gonna need a lot of quartz very quickly. But that's, you know, down the road. Now I'd like to I'd like to reuse a lot of this stuff. We got a lot of resources. If we look, this isn't even all of them. I had like a bunch of miners and some other things, but this is the majority of the stuff that we got back. So I don't need to take the concrete, but like the cable, like, oof, there's nothing. Can we build possibly maybe like an industrial storage? Oh, we are one thing shy. I wonder if I have a spare one in here. Do I? Yes. Yay. That's sort of my old upgrade system. Alright. I want to store some things over here. Yay. I don't need those over here. Like most of this stuff, a cable would be nice. Because if we look at production, like say constructors, you can see cable, definitely need cable. But we don't really need copper sheet, we don't really need the rotors. This kinds of stuff, it's not really super helpful for us. The reinforced plate, see that's 45 a minute. So yeah, reinforced plate we could probably use in belts and such. So that's probably a good one. But rotors, I'm thinking we won't need rotors much for anything. Like water, yeah, see, we don't really need rotors for anything. Don't need smelters. Yeah, we don't really need any of this other stuff. Especially, I mean, we are making lots and lots of like copper sheets and things and rotors. So what I want to do, home hub, come over here, because I want to get them out of my inventory and I don't want them just cluttering up everywhere. What we are going to do is we're just going to void all of those and all of those. Concrete will come in handy. Concrete I'll use. Yeah, look at all the points. Okay. It's a good way to clearing out inventory. Now, let's go back. Well, I want to build a couple more storages over there, so let's round out my stuff there. There. Why not have an encased beam over there? I'm loving these teleporters. This has made recording episodes so much more doable. So yeah, let's just dump all the things, because the next stop we're gonna go is going to be oil, because you know, we took all of those we took all of those down, right? It made a almost imperceptible difference in our overall power. And the one thing I did is, in order to burn through the coal in the system a lot faster, I disabled or turned off the renewable power. So all those wind turbines are off this system. So it's just to push, you know, the regular stuff that much faster. And, you know, we want maximum efficiency here. So yeah, I turned off the renewables, which burn the coal faster, but as those coal generators are going offline, I mean, this line was barely even moving. I mean, 75 megawatts when you're comparing against 24 gigawatts it's almost imperceptible difference. So yeah, we took all that down and it really didn't make that much of a difference to our overall power. So the one thing I want to go through now is come over here, and the big issue here is going to be rubber and plastic production. We are still not net gain on rubber. Crazy, right? There must be a train here. It's the only time that stops. Well, maybe, no. Yeah, I can see it moving over there. We're still not making enough rubber. How is that even possible? Like, we have so much rubber production. So what I want to do, I think it's coming down to, well, see, we have heavy oil residue. This system here I might keep, because this one is feeding me some fuel. So I get, you know, this is my resupply of fuel. I want to keep this up and running, and I want to keep fuel in the system. But the other ones, I want to shut that fuel down. There's no reason for me to keep that fuel up and running. So what I want to do is I want to convert the fuel that I'm generating over here. So these are using that heavy oil residue. So what I want to do, kind of want to keep the heavy oil residue, because these are not running because of the fuel situation. So I want to actually, I want to make petroleum coke instead. So this is going to use 80 per minute. How does that compare to this? That's only uses 120. This uses 120 per minute. Okay. So we're gonna need... per minute. I know this is all... I know I'm wasting about a little bit of it that was in there, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna not think about that. So these should be draining a little bit, but we are backed up on our polymer stuff. Oh, we weren't backed up, but looks like we have a decent supply coming in right now. That's a Mark 6. Yeah, that's a Mark 6. Poor water thing. So that 80, 160, that's 320 residue, I think. 80, 160, yeah, 320 residue a minute. And this is making 40 a minute. Okay, so that's 40, 80, and is this last one? I want to say this last one is not. Oh, they're all Mark 3s. Okay. 40, 80, so that's 120 there. So that's 120. That's 120. So that's 240. And we have that same setup over here. I thought one of these... Yeah, see, we have the same issue here. We're not using enough residue. Let's actually get this subpiped. So what I want to do is use one of the new features that they've added. While these drain out, luckily they're draining out pretty fast, because we are using some of this, and this pump weird that it's okay. Let's just clear these out, because we are now making an item rather than fluid. You know what? The 0.2 that's in there, I can live with the waste of a little bit of that. We're trying to empty this system out anyway. All right, these are full though. I'll leave those to sit and grind. They're not in my way right now. Yeah, we don't have the material for that. But we need to get this petroleum coke over to this box over here. Ideally, right in behind there. Because if we start ramping up aluminum production, we're going to need, you know, a lot of this stuff. So I want to make sure we're making a lot. But I also want to make sure, if we're making too much, that it goes somewhere. So that's only a Mark IV. Wow. Yeah, this whole system. These are only Mark I refineries. That's a Mark I. Oh, wow. Yeah, I could ramp up production exponentially higher than what it is right now. I'm a little concerned that this is 80. So if we... Because there's a new... If we go to logistics and we go to like programmable splitter, I did unlock this thing. You can set rules to decide exactly where each part should go. One of the things they added is an overflow system to the splitters. So you can actually say, hey, if we're in an overflow situation, you know, send stuff here. Let's just grab a little bit of everything. If I have a little bit of everything. I don't. I had some supercomputers, but I thought I had some turbo motors here. And regular motors. Do I not have regular motors either? Okay, so best place to grab some of that stuff is nuclear processing. Let's see. I should not be radiated right now. Why am I radiated? I was not radiated there before. Alright, so probably gonna need a couple of those. Maybe a computer. One of these, some of those. Over here is really what I want to get. A couple of those. A couple of those. Alright, now let's go back to Oil Central. Put my exosuit back on. Okay. So now I can move around again. I need that exosuit mod to update and add like radiation shielding or something. That would be so handy. So let's grab, this is all that this is being made here. So I think if we grab some mergers, what am I, oh my goodness gracious. No, I didn't want to climb that ladder, thank you. Stick to those things like glue. Really? It's always the basic things I forget. Alright. Because a merger, it would be a lot easier to manage these. Okay, so we don't want to line it up with the middle. That's not where we want to line it up. We want to line it up with this. Okay. I think in the end what we're going to end up doing is adding a programmable splitter onto this line here. And that's going to tell it, hey, send stuff down there. Well, see, I really don't want it to do that. This is a merger? Yeah. So what we're going to probably do is merge that line into this one somehow. I say somehow. Where are we at here? Is that 3 high? Yeah, that was the 3rd level up. I think if we go mark 6 across here. And then we go mark 6. Okay, that lines up with that. That lines up to that. So we want that should wrap around there, which wraps around there. And there's our merger. Okay. Now we have a point of entry on this. But we have these up here that we got to contend with. Okay. We'll go one up there. Just in case I want to bring rubber down that line. Although we're not going to make fuel anymore over here, so that's going to be kind of superfluous. Then I want a lift pointing. This one won't be as elegant. Okay, there we go. We're making progress. So now it's a matter of that merger. So if I want to make this nice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4th. All right. Now, I doubt I can build any more this direction, so I'm going to try to line these up here. One, two, three, four. Straight across there. All right. These are ready to offload, and these are going to be made 240 a minute. So let's there we go. I mean, yeah, it's not the production that we're hoping for, but over here, I want to keep these things running. So I'm going to do a programmable splitter right here. Okay. Now, it's my first one I've ever used on this. Center output. This is going to be petroleum coke. Right output, left output. Okay. Where supposedly is the overflow setting for these? What does that mean right there? Oh, there it is, overflow. Okay. So that means with this merged in there, we should have, I'm thinking that's the right output. Overflow. Any part or amount the other outputs cannot handle. Overflow. So we want then to grab, where did it go? There it is. This little guy. Let's print that coupon. No, I didn't want to eat the berry. Okay. Take this one down. This will basically void all of the ones, all the petroleum coke that can't fit in the other system. Let's stand on this. Like here. Hook her up to power. Power, I see power right here. What is this? There's a little coupon dispenser in the back here. I didn't even notice that. And they're all connected. All these awesome sinks are connected. So this point system, it's all part of the same system. So I can have this one set up here, and I can go back to the home base where I have one of these, and I can print the coupons there if I wanted to. All right, so this should boink. I mean, I don't think we get a whole lot of points for each petroleum coke. And what is this belt here? That's a Mark 6. Okay, good. And we're pumping them in there pretty fast. We're getting 14,000 points, 14,820 points a minute. I mean, they're not worth all that much, but we need these systems to be running in order to make the rubber that we need. Because we just need it. That's what it comes down to. We need that rubber. And we don't want a bottleneck. So that overflow setting is what is, that's what's new. It's glorious. This hasn't changed to anything better. Okay, those are emptied out. Still got a full belt coming in here. That's pretty crazy. Now, can I upgrade that to a Mark 6? No, that's already a Mark 6. Okay. This needs to be a Mark 6, though. Crazy. Okay, those are still coming in crazy fast. Oh, there we go. Now we've got gaps in the line. Okay. There was just several hundred in storage over here. I know it's a huge waste. I get that. But what else are we going to do with this stuff? We need then... So that's... I remind myself of the math here. 40, 80, that's 120. 120, 240. We are going to need a few more of these because we've got basically 240 coming in on either side. We've got 240 over there and we got 240 over here. And right now we're only using 160. So another 80 would get us to that 240. And autosave. I like how you just throw the parts at the building and it comes together. Petroleum coke. So let's grab you. Okay. Okay, we got this one going now. And we want another merger. All right. Now we're using some... I don't know if I have enough space over here. Oh, this is... Ah, we do. Just barely have enough space for that. You, sir, are in the worst possible place. Okay, and then let's get a pipe. And then we're gonna want... I knew I should have put a merger right here. Knew it, I knew it, I knew it. No, not the power line. So, I need a merger. Right there. No, not a Mark 5. We definitely want a Mark 6. And this little guy can go right in like that. So, Mark 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back in business. Petroleum coke. There we go. It's got to drain itself out again. It's going to take a minute. This should be able to keep up with all of these. This is 120, that's 240, those three are 240. And this one coming in here is sharing between the two. So this should be hovering around, what is this, 80 per minute? Ideally. I mean, it's gonna ebb and flow, but 80 per minute is really where it should average out to. And this guy should also be able to push out the 240, because we're getting 240 from the front line and 240 from the back line with the 4 pipes that are coming out of this thing. Crazy amount of oil. Crazy amount of oil. I mean, this thing alone is using almost a gigawatt of power. Isn't that beautiful? Crazy. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.